Imagine waking up one morning, you roll over, grab your phone, and check your bank account. You see your usual balance, maybe a few hundred, maybe a few $1,000s. Now, imagine instead of that, you see $50 billion. With a B, that's exactly what happened to one ordinary guy in 2019, turning him into an accidental, temporary billionaire overnight. This wasn't a lottery win or a long-lost inheritance. It was a massive glitch at one of the world's biggest banks, Chase, and it raises some seriously mind-boggling questions about the money, the technology, and the systems we trust with our entire lives. Let's set the scene. It's 2019. Life is normal. Our guy, an average Chase Bank customer, goes about his day. Then, something bizarre happens. He logs into his mobile banking app and does a double take. His account balance, which should have been a perfectly normal, everyday number, has suddenly skyrocketed. It's not just a few extra zeros, it's a jaw-dropping $50 billion. To put that into perspective, for a few glorious hours, this regular person was richer than Jeff Bezos, wealthier than Elon Musk. His bank account held more money than the entire gross domestic product of countries like Iceland or Bolivia. He was, on paper, one of the richest human beings on the planet. So, what do you do in that situation? Your mind would be racing, right? Is it real? Is it a prank? Is it a test? The temptation must have been immense. Think about it. With $50 billion, you could buy a private island, a fleet of supercars, a professional sports team, or maybe even pay off the national debt of a small nation. The possibilities are literally endless. Social media, of course, went into a frenzy when the story broke. People were tweeting, posting, and creating memes. The advice poured in. Withdraw $1 billion and run. Buy Amazon, just take $1 million. They'll never miss it. It became a global thought experiment. What would you do if you were handed the keys to an unimaginable fortune, even for just a little while? But here's where the story takes a turn. Our accidental billionaire didn't go on a wild spending spree. He didn't try to transfer the money to an offshore account. He didn't even buy a fancy cup of coffee. Instead, he did what most of us would probably do after the initial shock wore off. He picked up the phone and called Chase Bank. Can you imagine that customer service call? Hi, yes, I seem to have a small issue with my account. It looks like you've accidentally given me ... $50 billion. The bank, after confirming it wasn't a prank, sprang into action. Their team scrambled to figure out what went wrong. The culprit, it turned out, was a ghost in the machine, a data processing error, a glitch in the complex algorithms that financial institutions use to manage trillions of dollars in transactions every single day. These systems are the invisible backbone of our modern economy. They process our paychecks, handle our mortgages, and facilitate global trade, all with lightning speed. They are designed to be robust, secure, and foolproof. But on this particular day, the system wasn't foolproof. A single malfunction, a tiny error in the code, was enough to inflate one man's account to an astronomical sum for several hours. As the bank's engineers worked frantically to reverse the error, our hero lived in this strange limbo. He was a billionaire, yet he wasn't. He had the money, but he couldn't touch it. The news spread like wildfire, and reporters started digging. The story was everywhere. It was a funny, unbelievable tale of a guy who got rich by accident. But beneath the humor, a more serious conversation began to emerge. If a system at a giant like Chase Bank could make a $50 billion mistake, what does that say about the safety of our money? This incident pulled back the curtain on the fragility of our highly automated financial world. We place an incredible amount of trust in these complex, often opaque, systems. We assume they're infallible. But this story proves they're not. It showed that a simple software bug could, in theory, create financial chaos. Could it erase someone's life savings? Could it trigger a market crash? These were the questions that experts and everyday people started asking. The glitch was a wake-up call. It highlighted the inherent risks of relying so heavily on technology to manage something as critical as our finances. Are these algorithms truly secure? How vulnerable are we to programming errors, or worse, malicious attacks? The bank, of course, eventually fixed the glitch. The $50 billion vanished from the man's account as quickly as it had appeared. His balance returned to normal, and his brief, surreal stint as one of the world's wealthiest people was over. He was left with nothing but an incredible story to tell. He didn't get to keep a single dollar. He didn't get a finder's fee or a reward for his honesty, at least not one that was publicly reported. He simply did the right thing and went back to his normal life. But the impact of the story lingered. It serves as a powerful reminder of how intertwined our lives are with technology, and how easily that technology can go haywire. It's a modern-day fable about honesty, temptation, and the hidden vulnerabilities of the systems that run our world. The man's decision not to exploit the error is a testament to his character. He could have tried to take advantage of the situation, but he chose integrity. He understood that it wasn't his money, no matter what the screen said. In the end, this wasn't just a funny banking error. It was a glimpse into the potential for digital chaos. It forces us to confront an uncomfortable truth. The global financial system, for all its perceived strength, is built on lines of code, and code, as any programmer will tell you, is never perfect. This single event prompted banks and financial regulators to reevaluate their systems and security protocols. It was a relatively harmless fire drill, but one that exposed a potential weakness that could be exploited with far more serious consequences in the future. Think about the sheer scale of the error. $50 billion is a number so large it's almost meaningless to most of us. It's more than the market capitalization of many well-known companies. For it to appear out of thin air in a personal checking account is the financial equivalent of seeing a unicorn gallop down Main Street. It simply shouldn't be possible, and yet it was. It makes you wonder what other, smaller errors might be happening every day that go unnoticed. A few dollars here, a few cents there, other systems catching everything. This $50 billion mistake was so big it was impossible to miss, but what about the ones that aren't? This story is more than just a viral news item. It's a crucial case study in the digital age. It touches on themes of ethics, technology, and trust. It's a story that will likely be told for years to come, as an example of what can go wrong when humans hand over control to automated systems. The fake billionaire of 2019 may have lost his fortune in a matter of hours, but he gave us all something valuable in return. A reason to pause and think about the invisible architecture of our modern world and the incredible, sometimes terrifying power it holds. It's an unbelievable moment in banking history, and it leaves us with one final, unsettling thought. If it can happen to one person, could it happen to any of us? Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world. We'll see you in the next video.